Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I'm your host, and welcome to the show. I have a guy on here I was introduced to by a mutual friend. His name is Sal Vassallo, and Sal is man, this dude is amazing, actually. You're soon going to find out. He is down in on the island of Puerto Rico. So I want to welcome Sal to the show. Sal, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, hi everybody. Hi Ken. Thank you so much for inviting me on. It's a real honor. I was looking forward towards it since we last talked, and I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to have you here. Did you find the stream and be able to share it, by the way?
Yes, sir. It's already up on my wall. Hi to everybody.
Yeah. So Sal, you were referred to me by our buddy Zach Benson.
Yep.
Zach's a good dude.
Zach is a real good friend of mine. We've been we met on a activity, like it was a convention, but it was outside of the convention in a yacht.
Yeah.
And it was an exclusive VIP activity, and we bumped into each other, trying to get some more d'oeuvres. And after that, man, it's just we've been meeting all over the place, and he's really helped me a lot. Been a blessing.
He's a great guy, man. Great dude. So I created this show to help people have a breakthrough, to get unstuck. And we're certainly we're definitely in some uncertain times right now. I think there's probably a lot of people stuck. So, let's start out with where you were born and raised. How about that?
Okay. Yeah. So I was born and raised. Well, no, I was born in Puerto Rico, in the south part of the island, Ponce, and lived there the first 4 years of my life. My father manufactured. He was the creator with his brothers. They invented the PVC pipe. And so we had a manufacturing plant in Puerto Rico and then in Florida and other places in the United States. And so when I was 4, we moved to Florida, and there we hopped around all the different states for quite a bit. But yes. I went to, elementary school in Miami, in California, in Texas, and in let's see where else, in Dallas. I graduated in high school from Dallas, but it was a lot of different schools, and I traveled a lot.
Wow. So how was that, moving around so much as a kid?
Well, for me, it was you asked me that, and all I remember is crying in the shower, getting ready to go to a school that I didn't know anybody there. And it would happen to me every year almost, man. It was so hard to step into another place. I had dyslexia. So I had a lot of problems reading, and I hated to be called in class for reading. I hated school, man. It was terrible. Yeah. It was a nightmare for me. I always, for me, it was just a terrible experience because I didn't have the ability to learn the way they wanted me to learn. So it was,
wow.
It was terrible.
Wow. So, that had to create some insecurities, I would imagine.
Insecurities, but not only that. I mean, for me, it was more what I've discovered through my self-development, and looking at myself, is that during that period, I rebelled against, the education system. I was singing Pink Floyd, "We don't need no education." I was rebelled, man. My whole group was the delinquents. That's where I felt accepted. That's where I felt cool. That's where I felt good. It was like, right now I see like obvious, before I didn't know what was wrong with me. But
Wow.
going to school and not being able to read like other kids and learn as fast as they did, and then being reprimanded, and what a struggle, bro.
Wow. But you did graduate from high school.
Well, yeah, swimming was a bit of a benefit for me. I was able to get scholarships and a lot of perks because I was, a very good swimmer. My father wanted us to be Olympic swimmers. And so he really, many reasons why we moved around was because we followed the best swim coaches in the nation. So he would relocate to wherever the best team was, wherever the guy was developing the best technology for swimming, the best, styles and, techniques. Sorry.
Yeah.
So he would go and follow the best coaches, and then he would buy the house and build a pool in the back. So he was very, very determined to create Olympic athletes and champions. It was I didn't know that because I was living it. But if I show you the house where I was raised, there was Olympic rings everywhere, swimmers on the walls. He made it to feel like we were born to go to the Olympics,
Wow. No
I
kidding.
never doubted that I wasn't going, and he died when I was 9. I went to the Olympics in 1988. I was 18, so I mean, what he put in me was still in me, it's like, now I think about it, why did I think that I could swim and go to the Olympics, right? It's like, how could you right now? And the thing is, it translates to everything that I do. I automatically think I'm going to be successful and automatically believe I can make it happen, whatever it is that I feel passionate about and determined to do it,
So you were an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah, I went to the Olympics in 1988 in Seoul, Korea. Yeah.
No way. I didn't know. Did we talk about? I don't remember talking about.
Maybe not. It's not one of my highlights of my life. It's incredible because.
Wait, whoa. No, dude. No, you don't get off that easy. Hang on a minute. That is the highlight of anybody's life. I was in the Olympics, but come on, man.
Well, let me tell you something real personal and kind of embarrassing.
Okay.
So. Can you imagine? I grew up, I was like 9. My brother was the best swimmer in the world. He had 2 world records, Olympic gold medal. It was incredible.
Wow.
He was nominated by Sports Illustrated in 1980, the athlete of the year, big centerfold of him swimming and everything.
Wow.
Now, when he went to compete in the Pan American Games, they were in Puerto Rico. I'm 9 years old. He broke 2 world records there. The whole stadium, I was 10. My father had just passed away. The whole stadium was filled with family and friends and thousands of people. And they had given out shirts that said Vassallo everywhere, the name. So I would take the shirts and I'd sell them and, to the other side because my brother was famous at that. And it was in Puerto Rico on our island.
Wow.
And he broke the world record. But that's what I wanted. When I wanted to achieve my father's goals, when I wanted to become a champion, I wanted the attention. I wanted the power. I wanted to be important. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be a champion. I had set the wrong goals for the wrong reasons, right? And so it was like, that's kind of like what happened to me. Now, when he competed, everybody went. All my family was in Puerto Rico, and then in the Olympics was in California, and I think it was 84.
Right.
And so, but when I competed, it was in Seoul, Korea, and nobody went. And, I didn't break the world record. I felt defeated. It felt resentful. I hated swimming after so much dedication. I had a huge resentment. And I know this may sound childish or foolish or something, but when you want to be the best and you get second or third or fifth or 12th and you're expecting some kind of gratification and don't receive it, you get resentful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I hear you. I get it.
But now I've been able to discover this whole part of my life in another perspective, not in the victim not accomplishing my goal thing, but in the, wow, I can't believe that I've done all this stuff, and this is pretty cool,
Dude,
It's kind of weird.
I mean that so like I get the resentment thing. I get the not feeling like you lived up to whatever. But here's the thing, man. What is the actual percentage of people on planet Earth that can say, yeah, I competed in the Olympics?
But you see, the thing is I didn't grow up in that percentage. My father and everybody around, I could be the best in the world.
Oh,
you don't, I'm supposed to be the best.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with this knowledge that this is not real. You know what I mean? That's who I'm supposed to be. So when you don't accomplish who you're supposed to be, even though you're supposed to be somebody super great, you still feel like a failure, and you've done a lot of things. But do you understand what I'm saying? I mean,
I get it, dude. And that translates into, I mean,
it can happen in business.
Yes.
You can have the best company in the world and you just don't feel satisfied. Never enough, never satisfied, never get that full fulfillment. You get high when, everybody applauds. Oh, you did great job, great launch, great whatever, great meal, like your yacht. That's the high. But it's not, you can't really, it doesn't fulfill you. So there's an emptiness, right? And it's kind of challenging to come to terms with that.
Well, let me say this, Sal. I have interviewed 250 celebrities and entrepreneurs, and somewhere in there, 230, somewhere in there. You're the very first person I've interviewed that's been an Olympic athlete. So, and I'm going to just bet that it's probably going to be another 250 people before I have another Olympic athlete.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm really proud of what, I've been able to become aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-development is so important, man. Having good coaches and good mentors and people to really, like you, and Josh was very instrumental for me, because even when I met Josh, I never spoke about the Olympics to anybody.
Right.
And when I never talked to people about my faith or about my beliefs. I was just selling businesses all the time.
Right.
I didn't need to tell people who I was or what I did, or I just needed to tell them about businesses. And but Josh said I had a story, and I was like, "What are you talking about, bro? You got a story. You got to tell the people your story. It's an amazing story." And then I looked at it. I was like, "Man, my father, PVC pipe, the Olympics. I looked at the house that we still have. It's amazing. There's a whole story there." And so now all of a sudden I feel proud of I didn't feel that way before. So I'm in a completely different place. You understand?
I gotta tell you, man, I love the story so far, dude. I mean, and again, I understand not feeling like, you've when you grow up your entire life that you're going to be the world champion swimmer, you go to the Olympics and you didn't hit your goal. I get that. I can't say I can relate, because
not everybody's happy with second place, right? I mean, it's just it happens. There's a lot of people that will not be satisfied ever, and then you know what? I think there's something that we need. I mean, for me personally, I had to accept. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It's just the story. I love the story now, right?
Yeah.
So, but I tell you, for years, and I'm talking. I'm 50 now, 51 is what, I'm talking, it was last year when my whole mindset shift regarding my personal life and story,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole lifetime living in resentment and shame, or not accomplishing, but at the same time doing great things. I mean, it's not like, but it's like, having that part of my life in another compartment stored away, right? And let me excel in business and everything else.
Wow, dude.
And now it's all come together.
So we're the same age,
Mm-hmm.
and you've accomplished some amazing things, dude. I don't own a Rolex.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
you've accomplished. Yeah, I know. I see that.
Yeah, I like the green.
Yeah,
The green is good.
it's nice, man.
It's a little bit elegant. It's rose gold, so I try. It doesn't look too flashy.
Yeah. So after, you said you were 18? No, you were in 88. You would have been 20.
Maybe, yeah, 2018. I mean, I graduated from high school and then I trained for 2 years. So
yeah.
I graduated from Highland Park High School. If there's anybody from Dallas, I graduated from Highland Park High School in Dallas, Texas, and then I went, trained in Boca Raton, Florida, for 2 years for the Olympics.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
So what happened after the Olympics? What, you came back from
Yeah,
Seoul?
well, we had manufacturing plants. We had, my brothers started a company where we manufactured a product called Lassica, which is Corian. DuPont manufactured a plastic product called Corian, and when the patent ran out, we jumped in and created the same product fast. And we were selling. I wasn't in the business because I was still in the university, but I left school, went back, and I started working with my family selling. I was selling products and just visiting architects, contractors, and just trying to become my father. It was kind of weird. One thing was wanting to fulfill his dream, which was Olympic swimmers. And the other thing is wanting to become the businessman that he was, Yeah. And let me tell you personally, I was thinking about this because you did tell me about this was going to be about my story, and I kind of thought about this one question: what's impacted your life the most?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it just came right from the thought just came right. It was the moment my father had passed away, that I became I felt like a lost boy, like completely lost. I had no direction. He was our coach, our mentor, our father, my mom was there. So we got lost really quick. And he was the boss, right?
Yeah.
And my brothers went to schools and different places, and I ended up in California training. It didn't work out. 10 years old, I got really rebellious. It was a nightmare after that until I turned 15. Then I went to train.
So you mean you were like a hoodlum? Oh
man, I loved this. I was smoking weed, drinking, going after girls like crazy. Just a mission, man. I was rich, and I was crazy. I was ignorant. I was proud. I was young. Hurt. When you get the school thing, the education thing, the reading is so challenging. Even today, texting is a problem for me. I skip words. I look like when I send a text, I feel like an idiot after I read it. I said, oh my God, it's such a struggle. Now, knowing that now, because I've read some books and I've done an Audible. I use Audible. Okay. So, so knowing that now, I could see why so clearly my life strayed so far away.
Wow, man.
So
you as a teenager, you were rebelling. You were
well, I excelled in what I'm good at and was getting anything I wanted. They were telling me that I had a problem with learning, but also like I didn't have the capacity to comprehend as fast as. But I knew they were wrong because I was smarter than everybody. I mean, I fooled everybody. I would cheat everything. It was incredible. All the manipulation, control. I would accomplish everything that I wanted. I could fool anybody, sell anything, make anything happen. And they were telling me I was a fucking idiot. It was weird. I was like, I don't understand.
But I would like, because
I know what I'm saying though.
Yeah. I get it.
They were telling me I had deficit of attention. I had dyslexia. I was bipolar. All these problems, and I'm sitting there, man. I can play circles, with you.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So you told me, because when before we went on air on live,
Mhm.
I pointed out your Rolex. I said, "Is that a Rolex?" And you said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." And man, you told me a story about why you have a Rolex. I would love, if you're open to it, I'd love for you to share that, man,
Mhm.
because it's powerful.
Yes. Yeah. So when I was 9 years old, my father was, we had a manufacturing plant in Florida, and his car stalled. He started walking towards the factory, and he was hit by a truck driver with one eye, and he was killed instantly in the accident. And after that, someone, whether it was the truck driver, the ambulance, or the police, stole the Rolex from his body. And so I was a young boy, and I remembered the Rolex. It was so hard for me as a young boy, knowing that they violated and they stole. I had this, I wanted to fight. It was kind of weird. My mom was different. My mom was always forgiving and always merciful, didn't want to sue anybody. She never did. We never sue people. We never go to court. We never have problems. We try to avoid everything,
Wow.
But that was in my heart. Now, just about 2 years ago, I sold a company called Transforce bought it, but Transforce and another company called the American Truck Driver Network, and so they merged together, and I sold that company for like $23 million, and
Wow.
that company is about licensing and security for truck drivers, and so I felt kind of cool, because now they're going to be regulating and helping truck drivers keep all their licenses and gear and equipment and everything in order. So yeah, so I told the president of Transforce and America and all of them in the meeting. I told them their story. They all fell in love with it,
Wow.
and it was really cool. Yeah, yeah. But it's true. So I bought it, and then it's green. My father had green eyes.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah. And
See,
I felt like I got my inheritance back, man. Whatever, it's like
dude,
that's
that
my
just gave me
dad's.
chills, man.
Yeah.
I like, see, some people might look at you and go, "Oh, look at that arrogant rich dude with the green Rolex," and judge you based on their own limited ability to think. And
Right.
and there's actually a really amazing story behind that. There's a huge,
A painful. I was about to cry talking
right,
about, it, and
right.
and let me tell you, when we went through the recession in 2008, I know what it is. We had manufacturing plants. They all went on foreclosure. We closed, and I had to sell my mom's all her jewelry, and we had to do what was the reverse mortgage. My mom went, bro, it was heartbreaking. We've been through sufferings and pains and battles, and but we've been able to overcome them all by just focusing, and setting the right goals, and just
Wow.
going after things. My problem is, and I don't know if this is your problem, it's called surplus of imagination. I have this imagination. It's not the deficit. It's not the deficit. Like right now, I'm inventing products and stuff, and I don't even know if they make any sense or not. And I get so involved, I have to do it, so involved in any project that I feel passionate about. And, for some reason, I really believe in it until someday I'm like, wow, this is really stupid. It's like, it's like so hard, I always get so attached and inspired and passionate about anything that, not anything, but a lot of things. And so it's hard to stay focused,
I get
on
it,
one
man.
thing.
I get it. So you so you what, let's see, 22, 23, 24, somewhere in there, you're selling, you're working for the factory, right, that your family owned, and
Yes.
or in Florida. They were in Florida, right?
Yeah. No, we it's a complicated story about locations, because we were moving back and forth in different times. It was like we moved a lot. So
Yeah.
when I was 23, after the Olympics, and I left the university, I went back home And it was a short period of time. I didn't last too long, until about 7 years working with my brothers. We didn't get along too well, and it was my fault, but it was hard we were all bosses, and I was the youngest, right? And that's terrible. I don't know how many people out there have 4 older brothers, but oh my God. I had 4 older brothers, and they're all geniuses, and we're all, right. And so it was complicated for sure, but I love them to death. We have a good relationship today.
Wow, man. So did they pick on you in business?
Oh man, I mean, we love each other, we're really close. And it was kind of like a forced thing on the beginning. My dad was always united. You guys are stronger. My dad was like always on a mission, man. And so he wanted us to be, he said, you can't fight like giving a slap. You got to do a punch. So when you guys are together, those things stick,
Yeah.
When he says it with authority and you're just a kid going, what?
So eventually you moved from how long did you have that company, you and your brother, or do you still
own? We closed in 2007.
Okay.
During the recession, manufacturing was demolished. Those are phases and cycles of the economy. We started agriculture, then manufacturing took over the agriculture, then technology, and now it's more whatever services oriented. All these different cycles, industries disappear, and money just vanishes. And we were caught up in that in 2008, and it's all right. I learned so much about strategic exiting and buying and selling at the right time. I mean, I've been through this process and personally in a deep, meaningful, big global way. You know what I mean? It's not like small stuff. It's like high impact, and seeing the markets and seeing what happens and not being emotional. That's one thing that I'd like to say to all your followers. If you're struggling, if you have any fears, if you struggling with work and not knowing, I mean, it's really hard for me. I'm struggling inside. I don't know what I'm going to do next as far as what's the next step in my business. But, what I try to do is just stick to today, one day at a time, and really know that you shouldn't get emotional about it. If you have to downsize, like for me, I'm downsizing. I'm renting a house right now. I'm going back to another house and buckling down, until whatever, But it's not something that we need to feel embarrassed about when we go through cycles of loss of employment or loss of jobs. Or you shouldn't feel embarrassed. You shouldn't feel less than. You shouldn't feel like you're not accomplishing things. We're all in the same boat. We're all struggling through this, and it's just a matter of strategy. Sell this, sell that, buy this, move there. It's just strategy. Eliminate all the emotion. Don't worry about what anybody thinks. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's all about being happy and having peace today,
I mean, that's the thing, man. I'm sitting here looking at you. You sold a company for $23 million. You've got, many other companies that
and I had 40 millions in sales in March, canceled. Wow. I lost $1.5 million in commissions in March.
In March.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to be those are the 2 deals that I had. Those are great deals, right? So It's not like that's every month, right? Those are special, it happens hopefully a couple times or more a year. So that'd be great. But those were life-changing deals that I was expecting to close, man, Oh my God.
Then Corona.
Not only that, I want you to imagine this. I wish I could show you the video. March 3rd, I was on a yacht with my friends, having a great time, just creating content, not drinking or drugging, just having fun, but being sane. And by the next week, I was in a lockdown with my sciatic nerve pinched, diarrhea, fever. I thought I was dying, and my deals were closed. I was like, what the hell just happened? Do you understand?
Oh my God.
I thought I was going to end up in the hospital with Corona and die. I was like, Lord, is this how I'm gonna die? You know? I mean, just 2 weeks ago, I was 2 weeks ago, I
Oh
was
my God.
on top of the world.
Oh, dude.
And that's how life changes, man. You just accept it, you know, be humbled about it. We're powerless, you know, you can't do anything. Why worry about it? Oh, you know, we had those earthquakes here just every day for like months, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they interviewed this 133-year-old lady, and she had been through the earthquake.
How old is she?
103 years old.
Wow.
And she was living outside her house that was cracked. But the thing was, she had been through the earthquake in 1920, I think was huge, like 7, destroyed a lot of houses. Wow. But she went through that, and they interviewed her, and they said, why are you so happy? You're living, your house is cracked, and you look like you're filled with joy. And she said, well, after all these years, I've learned not to worry about the things that I cannot control.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, man, you know. I mean, that's wisdom, bro, right?
It is, man. It is.
Just gotta be aware.
And you know what? One of my favorite quotes is, pain is the predecessor of all wisdom, right? You cannot gain wisdom without getting your ass kicked.
Oh man. Oh, and we got to be determined to go through this. You know, one of the things that I really believe is the biggest step in reaching goals is the commitment. If you don't have a commitment, you can have goals, you can have strategies, you can have everything, a great product, but if you're not committed wholeheartedly to do whatever it takes to make it happen, forget about it.
Yeah. Dude,
you have to have commitment.
So, you know, let's talk about what you do. Like, because I think that I don't think people realize I don't think people realize what you're doing now. You know, you're talking about you had these deals of 1.5 in commissions and all of that. So you no longer are in the manufacturing business.
Mm-hmm.
You help companies.
I help companies. Yeah. So I've been helping companies scale, right? But that has to do with a lot of different things, like lowering costs, being more effective.
Yeah.
It's very easy to see when entrepreneurs love to do everything on their own. They don't like anybody to come in and look at things, right? So they're always inventing, and they're always trying to get their information and apply it on their own. But I tell you that the greatest, I think, instrument available to people is to have somebody who's on your side, like a partner, like a team member who wants to help you, who knows everybody in the space, knows all the different platforms that are out there. I've analyzed hundreds of different e-commerce business platforms. I know their strategies. I know how they're monetizing. You know, and I know the tools and everything that people use. I don't do e-commerce, but I know the people. I know all the specialists. I know the top branding experts. I know the top for sales funnels. I know people for shipping. I saved one guy just 20% in shipping costs this week. We're implementing that. He's spending $1 million in shipping. It came down significantly because I put him in an account with a shipping company that has huge volumes. But so I'm able to help people and also help them, you know, in any way that I can. I help people when they relocate to Puerto Rico for tax incentives. I help them by showing them houses, by taking them out to dinner, by showing them good times. I have a friend right now who is a month in the lockdown in an apartment, and he was there struggling. So I lend him my house. He's one of my VIP clients, you know?
Wow.
He spent a week at my house with a pool, and I love to help people. It's the most gratifying, you know? It's kind of hard. I mean, I've been through different stages. Like I felt abused in the past, like taken advantage of. Yeah. It's really hard to monitor who to help and how to help. And it's hard to really develop boundaries and to come out you know, and not to do things with expectations is also, you know, because if you help people trying, you know, it becomes a problem. I've had to deal with that a little bit, you know, in business, because there's always a lot of exchanges going on.
Well, there's a lot of sharks.
Yeah, there's a lot of, exactly.
There's a lot of sharks. And
I
you're
love them all. I don't care when people bite me. I mean, I get screwed all the time. I don't have a problem with that. What I don't like is referring and get my clients getting screwed. That really pisses me off. I mean, I just love my clients. I want them to receive the best service possible. Yeah. And that's what I do. I work for them 20, whatever it is. That's what I make sure that they have a good experience. And so
you help, you're helping these companies scale and then potentially sell their
so it's an exit strategy.
Okay.
The number one thing, if I were to teach a little bit about building businesses and wealth building and exiting, the number one thing about business and the business you're going to develop, you should build a business that you can sell, right?
Right.
A lot of people build businesses and build them for years that really can't sell them, right? If they sell it at a low multiple, like businesses that are based on arbitrage, or you know, businesses that are just have special skill sets, like things that are difficult to learn. Not everybody knows them, you know. So you want to build simple businesses, knowing that you want to transfer them, you know, and you want to know the buyer. So you build the business like if it was a product, right? So that you can sell it in 3 years and cash out, because business is an asset, just like any other, like a house or any kind of investment that you do. But people build businesses and they don't think of it as an asset. They think of it as their baby, as their product. No, you're just building wealth, and you're going to sell it and you cash out and you buy more, and you grow through acquisitions. There's a whole strategy, and it's a whole mindset, right? Yeah. You build to sell. Because I mean, I've seen people that dedicate years building a company that has real minimal value for transferability. When you can take those same years and strategically build a company, knowing what the buyer is looking for and exiting, and selling it to them at the right time.
So you're saying that you should be starting with the end in mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like when you buy an investment, aren't you thinking about selling it?
Payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, man.
That's how you should build, because I mean, it's just. And it's not everybody's going to be able to do that, because maybe you're passionate about something that you can't sell, like maybe, whatever it is. But it's important to have those things and that knowledge, that awareness. Am I going to resell brands, or am I going to make a brand? And, am I going to use social media? Am I going to develop a platform, subscription based? See, when you know what buyers want, you know what you want to build, subscription based, and what platform, because that's what they're looking for. Followers, engagement in that space, subscribers, loyal subscribers. The trucking company was a great example. That guy built a company knowing who his buyer was, and he sold it when he knew they were going to buy it. And so he got the best subscribers. He had subscribers, UPS, he had Walmart, he had all these big companies paying him $3,000 subscription for truck drivers. Got it. So these other companies, they want those clients to sell them other stuff. Yeah. Because you're already in. You're already a supplier. You already got that truck, and now we can sell them other things. You know what I mean? So people buy strategic assets depending on their interest. And all the values, it all depends in the market. And so I can help people know where they're at, what they're building, and what their results are going to be if they build it this manner or that manner. It's a whole business analysis, man. Yeah. But I haven't really marketed it. I've been building. This is all Zach's idea. I was just selling businesses 2 years ago, bro. Now my life is a little bit more complicated. I got to do the branding. I got to tell my story. I got to talk to people. I got to teach. I got to, now I got to do a course. And now it gets complicated delivering content, creating content. I did a course, hasn't come out yet. It's called the E-commerce exit strategy. I got one called Boost Valuations, and all those things that I've been learning,
Yeah. Wow.
And from a guy who's dyslexic, right? And who struggled and failed in school and been through so many different challenges, being able to teach and have knowledge and share knowledge, it's all the grace of God, man. Really, it's been amazing. I mean, it was incredible.
Well, I think, and you said a couple of things a little bit ago about right now people struggling. I mean, good Lord, look at this. I can't even get a dang haircut right now.
Right.
It's like, so I'd like to kind of address. I mean, you said you're downsizing. Meanwhile, you have a 6-foot curved monitor on the table behind you, or whatever that is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like downsizing for you might not be like downsizing for somebody that's used to tending bar or waiting tables or something like that. My question for you, Sal, is the people who they're struggling right now to eat, to pay their electric bills, to buy food for their kids. What do you say to somebody like that's like, they don't necessarily know how to go out and make money? I'm going to go out on a limb here and take a stab at this, but I'm going to guess that you probably don't have a difficult time figuring out ways to earn an income.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like, I was the guy in the streets, right? So I'm a survivor, I'll get any job. I mean, I don't care. I get a job picking up phones. I did that in 2003. I was, doing a call center. I wasn't getting along with my family or friends, and I was, in a call center, and I ended up closing deals because I worked from 9 and I got a job at $7 an hour, $8 an hour. I worked from my mentor told me, give them 150% for 90 days, 150%. So I worked from 8 in the morning to like 11 o'clock, shipping out packages and qualifying people in the call center. And I send out 110 packages a day for like 2 months. Before the 90 days were over, I became a closer in that same business, and I started making $25K. So it for me, I don't know. It's hard because I'm a survivor. I go out there and I'll do whatever I have to because I have to. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, but there's a part about believing that's so important, and your mindset and how you're thinking. You see, when I get thoughts of fear, and I get them all the time, I do not let them stay, man. I guess I've been through so much stuff in my life that I'm not really scared. It's like, I know everything's going to be all right. I'll be able to get through this. I'm going to figure it out. Like today, I was like frustrated because I've been working. I haven't really made any big moves. It's been a lot of work and I haven't really done much. And it's kind of hard to measure my performance and my work during this process because I feel like I'm not doing anything, but yet I'm working all day on learning stuff, and applying things. So it's kind of weird, but I felt lost for a moment, this morning.
Is Puerto Rico in like total lockdown with the
total lockdown? You get arrested. Yeah.
Can you fly out?
No, I mean, I haven't, for me, it's been like, I don't care, I'm 50, and I don't want to get sick. I mean, I looked at the photos like in Italy, those guys, I was like, they all had black hair, bro. They were all look younger than me. I was like, dude, this is not 70-year-old people, man. you know?
Right.
I had gone through that experience in the first week where I got very sick.
Yeah.
And very fearful because I didn't know if I was going to wake up the next day.
Yeah.
Because the thing was so dramatic, the turn of the virus becoming serious is so fast. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
So you're not even able to nobody's allowed to fly in or out of.
No, yeah, you can fly in and out. It's just I don't know. I haven't. What you can't do is walk around on the beach, and you can't stroll around. You can go to the gas station. You can go to the Walgreens. You can do necessary and banks and all those transactions. But yeah, from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. But they'll check you. They've arrested hundreds of people, and it's like $6,000 fine and $5,000 fine and 6 months in jail.
Jeez, oh man.
But it had to be, man. You know, we've been stable at 2 deaths per day for 2 months almost.
Wow.
If it wasn't like that, we would have been. If we were 100 people dying a day here, we would have been done. Because I mean, we don't have the hospitals. We only have like 400 or 500 ventilators, and there was no resources. My wife's a gastroenterologist. She didn't want to risk herself, you know. It was kind of weird, the whole situation.
Wow.
And she's working now. I mean, she's got the mask, and for me, it's hard to see her working.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's like she's exposing herself.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy times we're living in.
Yeah. So what I would suggest for people to do that are battling in the mind, the battle in the mind, is the fear comes in. I would really just focus on getting a vision of yourself in a year. Where do you want to be in a year?
Yeah.
I'm very big on setting long-term goals. And then because that way you have in navigation, you might have to, you always go back to that long-term vision. And so you'll be able to pivot and to get there, right? But always have a vision of yourself doing, you know, getting out, having some grace, having some favor, having a door open. A door will open if you knock, and, you know, opportunities will arise if you move forward and take action. You will see great things coming to pass. But you have to have the vision of knowing that if you take action, you're going to see the results. Because if you don't think you're going to get results, it's kind of hard to take the action. So I just wanted to really have that vision of accomplishing your goal, your dream. And now you can get any dream you want because we can all start over. But have that vision. And every time you have a fear or a doubt or a reservation or some kind of threat, I'm not going to be able, you know, those moments where you remember you're not going to be able to pay the bills. Forget about that. You know, it doesn't matter. The worst thing that could happen is foreclosure, Chapter 11, Chapter 7, move into another apartment. It doesn't really matter. What's important is your life is more important. Your peace, your serenity is more important than all of that stuff. So it's easy. And I know what you say. Your downscale is not the same. But dude, I've been there. I
get it.
I've been there. I've been in the lowest of lows, man. You know, so
dude, and that's not a judgment. Because look, downsize,
it does feel uncomfortable. It does feel uncomfortable with me saying, "Hey, I'm going to downsize." I want to tell people I'm downsizing so they don't feel bad about that. Everybody's saying I'm successful. I'm selling. I'm full of shit. This is very tragic for a lot of people. We're going through a hard, difficult times, and I'm downsizing. That doesn't make me any less or any bigger or any better. I'm smart, man. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to blow what little I have right now. And I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to do what I need to do to accomplish my goals in the future, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to buckle down. I know we're going to have 1.5 years of struggle. Why would I blow everything, you know? It's like
that's
crazy.
Just that's just having a bunch of false pride, right? So, and pride comes before the fall. So you got to do what you got to do to survive right now, man. That's it.
And eliminate the fear, eliminate the feeling like you're failing or something. That's all bullshit. We're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great. We're all doing great. These are hard times. We're making it. We're gonna make it. It's gonna be awesome.
That's incredible, man. I love your mindset, dude. Your mindset is powerful. I think what's the future hold for you?
Man, if I tell you, this is funny because it's part of my imagination surplus.
Yeah.
I'm on a mission, man. I just started doing aqua aerobics about, I think a month ago. My whole body changed. My face changed. It was incredible because of the resistance of the water. Now I was using some equipment that I made here in the house to add more resistance in the water. So I use air and water. And so being an ex-Olympic swimmer and growing up in the pool, I'm pretty good at this stuff, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'm designing like weights for the water that are floatable. So you have a 2-gallon weight and you can use it for doing the exercise under the water. It's very hard because water,
Yeah.
So I'm working on designing a couple of different products sizes where you can actually do really good exercise. That it's good for rehabilitation. It's good for the joints, for flexibility, for the cardio, low impact, low resist. You're able to do exercise when you're 60, 70, 80. That's what I can't run, man. My knees hurt, my feet hurt. It's like terrible, even walking. So running and walking and doing all that in the water has changed my life again. So I'm really excited about that.
Dude, see, that's what you're always thinking, like, oh, I could invent something out of this and sell it. And I love that.
Yesterday, I was with one of my people that I most admire, 9-figure entrepreneur. He's shipping, he's in Amazon, he sells all sorts of products and services. But the most incredible thing is, he says, Sal, man, you're a real entrepreneur because I got this product. I think it's an awesome product that really is going to work. And the thing is, I can't stop my mind from thinking, right? What was a defect at school is an asset in life, right?
Right.
What
perfect, dude.
Is that an explanation? I mean, you can't stop thinking. What are you going to do with this mess? Might as well create stuff,
That is so awesome, man. Your story is absolutely incredible. It's inspiring. More people definitely need to hear it. I think that that what you're doing, man, to help people it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
That's the thing with that exercise. I was thinking, I feel like a fool doing aqua aerobics live. Like I'm supposed to be a mergers and acquisitions broker. Now I'm teaching people how to do aqua aerobics, bro. But the thing is, it helps people, bro. It's like if I don't do it, I know I'm not helping everybody because there's somebody out there that I needed it.
Yeah,
dude, it's been life changing physically, So I feel like it's a disservice not to communicate it, not to create the product, and help people.
If more people would have that mentality, that they have this knowledge that they need to share with the world, and it's ripping the world off if you don't. If more people took that approach, man, we'd live in a perfect world.
Yeah, but it's scary. Like I said, I don't want to come out with doing aqua aerobics. It looks like foolish, but it's so good for you. Especially if you're like me, where impact and you're always weights outside, you get injured all the time, man. Just the back and this. There, you float, and you can't fall. You can't do that weird movement that strains. It's all very. And so here I am selling it, right? But
that's so awesome, dude. You know what? Look at what Richard Simmons built. He built an empire, man, teaching people how to. Next, you're going to be wearing spandex in the pool.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Kidding, man. That's awesome. So let me ask you this. If somebody, let's say that somebody, and I've been here, man, I've been where I had a car repossessed in front of a bunch of employees one time. That was a terrible day. I've had my electric shut off. I've had, I've been through it all, man, just like you have. So if somebody right now, if they're struggling, maybe their car got repoed or their electric's getting shut off, or what, they're just having a really hard time right now. They feel like they've done everything they can do and they don't know what the next step is. What do you say to that person right now that may be going through it at this very moment?
Well, right now, if what you're possibly maybe experiencing things that are embarrassing or difficult, or your mind is telling you these thoughts of fear and insecurity. It's not real. My whole suggestion would be to, do, it's a mind. I would do a gratitude list. I would do, I always go back to what I have in front of me. I would do what I have in front of me, like anything that I can do. For instance, we submitted for the SBA loans. We submitted unemployment. We submitted everything that we can and get approved of. So we took action in that area, right? No, I called the people for the house where I'm renting. I said, not going to be living here next month, so we're giving it back next month, and that's done. Just do those things that you can do.
Right.
And do what the next right thing, and everything will work out. But don't be thinking about what's going to have like impending doom, and start really morbidly saying stupid lies to yourself, because it's not what's happened. We're all blessed in the United States. Some people have, difficult situations because of the kids in an apartment. That must be very difficult. And the food, prayer, and take action, and just believe, and go for it.
I've said for a long time that, if you were driving down the road and you flipped your car upside down, you're upside down in a ditch and you're trapped in your car, and then all of a sudden you see sparks and flames coming out from under the hood, the very last thing you would be concerned about is your freaking electric bill.
Oh yeah, man.
Like, you wouldn't even care. Like, just get me out of here. I need to survive, and I need to help my kids, and I need to. So, I think you're right, man. Just focus on what you can control. The thing you can't control, man, let it go.
Oh, you got to let it go, and be strategic,
Yeah.
And since also, I don't know about you guys, but I've been I've been a little bit emotional. Like, I can't even, not emotional, just under stress, like I feel like, but nothing's happening. So supernatural, I don't know how it is. My body feels the stress, right?
Yeah,
it's not my mind, but my body's like, we're in a situation here. And, but that's why exercise is so important. Getting a discipline in your time, disciplining your time, making sure that you have a commitment and a goal. You have to have a vision. Dude, I have to go back to the whole thing. Vision, grab the vision, make a strategy, grab a goal, make a commitment, and focus on that. Even if, what I did, I took photography classes. I got a photography coach, because I'm always paying people to create content. And I really, now I'm taking pictures of my house, of my kids. I got a bunch of pictures, and it's coming out really well. So I'm learning editing, pictures, how to do photography and video. And I'm also learning how to do Facebook groups and all this stuff and technology that I never really got into in the past. I'm also learning about writing and storytelling. So I'm taking courses, and I'm preparing myself to deliver and become that person that I want to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years from now. So let me tell you this one more thing. This is it. My goal is at 80 years old to be with my wife, right?
Yep.
and to have my kids with my grandchildren, dogs, the whole 9 yards. That's my main goal. Now, that's a hard one, right? I mean, just to get to 80, I'm going to need to make proper decisions today regarding health, right? And also with my relationship with my wife and my kids and all balancing. But that goal, it would be awesome to that's my favorite goal. So the thing is, I'm able to pivot whenever I stray away from that goal. I know it, and I know that I'm doing things that are contrary to that goal. Inside my heart, I pivot. And so when we're on this journey, right? Let's say you're a ship without a destination. You go through and a roadmap. You're going to be exposed to thunderstorms and reefs and hurricanes, and you're not going to be able. If you don't have a destination, how can you get back on track? So it's important to have a good goal, good solid goal at when you're 90, whatever it is, 80, and then start moving back from there. And just say, okay, from next year, I want to know about photography. I want to know about copywriting. I want to know about this and that. And that's helping you to that 80 goal, but that's like next year. So you get ready for that. You take courses, you start learning, you develop a strategy. Don't need to make money today, right? You take your time, build something, have a goal, 3 years, 2 years. But have a goal and forget about fear and go for it. That's my recommendation. Okay,
dude, you're awesome, man. You're awesome.
I hope it made some sense, and I hope it helps somebody.
It was incredible.
It helps me, man. It helps me because being stuck in my house, in my brain alone, is not a good place. Right? I'm building castles, and
Dude, I can't wait to come to Puerto Rico and hang out with you, dude.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
Sal, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story, sharing your wisdom and your hope, man. I know that a lot of people that are watching have gotten a lot. So, and the replay viewers will get a lot too, man. You're awesome. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Ken. Love you to death. Anything you need, I'm here for you. And for anybody out there, if you need me, I'm here. And I love you. God bless you. Take care.
God bless you too, man. Thank you. Don't hang up on me yet, though. I'm going to end the live stream, though. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Sal.
Bye. Thank you.